I'm Bryan.
And I'm Chelsea.
So I was writing a book and I was praying about who should be on the back of the book. I had some really great male endorsements, but I didn't have any female endorsements. Chelsea Perry came to my mind, and I didn't really know Chelsea that well, but I texted her and I wanted her to read my book to see if it had female appeal.
When you text me, I didn't even have his number saved in my phone. I was in my office and this person just says, "Will you read my book?" And I was like, huh. For some reason, I just said yes. Within about 15 minutes, I figured out it was Bryan, my friend from my whole life's first cousin. And so I went on this quest to kind of do a favor for a friend, which was read his book. But when we had met, we connected on godly endeavors. We both had the same perspective on things that we wanted to do in our lives on some level. My brother was like, there's no way he doesn't like you. But the truth is, we met in 2014 at an event called Anchors at my dad's church. It's really a wild, what we call a God story, because we've been woven into each other's lives for years and years, but we didn't know it. It took a long time to get us together, but there were so many points that God was working. And your cousin would always tell me about your amazing adventures around the world and how you were a missionary and you were doing all these cool things and you were this businessman. And I was like, cool. But you weren't birthed into my heart. You weren't for me yet until the right time.
I wanted to do the right proposal that was going to be something that was going to resonate with Chelsea's heart. I know that Chelsea had never been up in the Arch before.
I'm a St. Louis native, and we have this monument called the Arch. And when I was a little girl, I purposed in my heart to wait for my husband to go up. And Bryan asked me on a date to go up in the Arch. I said, no, I don't know if you're my husband yet. And he's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm waiting to go up in the Arch with my husband. And so we went on a date to the Arch grounds. And he literally pointed and said, I'm going up in that arch with you. I was like, we'll see. Could be, I don't know, is what I thought.
She told me that she had this dream of going up in the Arch with her husband. And so I reached out to her sister-in-law, and I knew that she modeled for her sometimes. And so I said, hey, can the next gig be at the Arch? And I told her my plan.
It was so shocking. I was working the camera for this shoe company. And then all of a sudden, the guy is like, yes, that's so good, that's so good. And then he goes, hey, wait a second, turn around. So I think that something's in the shot. And then it says, I heart you, Chelsea, will you marry me? And so then I'm so confused that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
She's like, are you serious?
And I said, are you serious? 18,000
Are you serious?
times. Are you serious? I love you. It was shocking because I couldn't understand how he did it. I don't know what I expected, but you are exactly what I need. And it's making me want to cry. I feel just so grateful because sometimes when you're waiting on God and you're having to hold it in your heart, you don't know what is on the other side. You don't know what it's gonna look like. It's interesting when it shows up. And you showed up in my life and we just developed this friendship over reading your book.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I text back yes. It's 3 little letters that changed my life. I didn't know that that simple response was gonna lead me to my miracle. And then here you are. I'm just so grateful that I waited, for you. It's just so crazy because one day you're not here and then all of a sudden you're here for the rest of my life. And it's get ready for your miracles. Something that Bryan and I really feel is attached to what he's done for us is that God wants to do things for you. And
absolutely.
We believe that a lot of you have been believing for us to come together. We've heard from so many people that you've been part of our story. You've been part of believing for us, and we just want to say thank you so much. God wants everybody to have a wonderful life. Don't lose hope. You could still believe.